Earlier this morning, a lot of y'all might not be familiar, but earlier this morning, I cut the live stream short. It was about I had just started getting into the live stream, and I had this epiphany, right? And so I'm gonna show you exactly what happened during the live stream this morning, or I'm gonna show you the question that was asked to me during the live stream this morning, and it was from who was it from? Trap and Slay. Shout out to Trap and Slay. Trap and Slay had asked me a question earlier this morning. Because usually in the morning when I usually start off and I'm like, yo, how's y'all doing? Let me check the temperature. Let me see how it is that I can add value into y'all. All of that, right? Let me turn my phone off of do not disturb, because usually I have my job on do not disturb. Um, Man, this is crazy. All of these calls that's coming in, y'all must really love me. Anyway, but earlier in the morning, I usually check the temperature of the people, and I'm usually like, yo, what's going on? What's happening? And, I want to, I have an interactive show. Shout out to Trap and Slay. It's not your fault, Trap and Slay. It's not. And I'm going to explain why. I'm going to give insight, then we're going to go into Cat Williams, then we're going to address Draymond Green. Then it's this woman dating coach that I want to address. Shout out to Nola Grill, and I'm gonna read that super chat shortly. But I usually, you know, check the temperature of the chat because I'm an interactive live streamer. So I'll feed off the energy of the people. Where's my glasses? I knew I was out here looking stupid. I feed off the energy of the people, and the people start to add value into me, right? So this is kind of what happened. I'm gonna play it kind of sort of what happened, and then we're gonna go from there.
Slow, strangling, strategic, optimistic, happy, go blue. Shout out to the Wolverines. Focus, how are you feeling this morning? Anton, give us one word. Trap and Slay. Trap and Slay, Anton, how are you feeling this morning? Give us one word. I'm not used to that. I'm not used to people asking me how I feel. Um, how do I feel this morning? I feel
Now, it's two things that's going through my head right now, right? And the first thing that's going through my head is, what do I really feel? Because I'm not used to hardly anybody asking me how I feel. Or even if it's like family or, somebody that you live with, whatever, if they ask you how you feel, a lot of times you thinking, even if they intentional, because you don't know what people's intention is, a lot of times if people ask you how you feel, especially if you're the strong friend. Now, this is something that happened to guys all the time, and guys are used to being told and asked, you know, from. They used to being drawn from, which is normal, right? That's just what we accept. That's who we are. That's how we rock. Guys are used to being a rock. My father, um, God bless his soul, when he passed away, it seemed like he had gave way more to everybody else than he ever got back from himself, right? And so to have somebody ask me and intentionally, and that means that they actually had to type it out. They had to go away from what I asked them, how do you feel, in order to type out, what do you feel, kind of hit me. So the first thing that I'm thinking in my mind is, how do I feel? Because I don't really think about that. And then the second thing that's going through my mind is, let me be careful what I say, because I know that, having a platform and having a voice on a platform, a lot of times it could be a negative thing. It can always be taken as a negative thing, and I don't want to let people get the wrong perception. So it took me a minute, and usually I'm never at a loss for words, but it took me a minute to gather my thoughts to try to understand what I was feeling.
I feel um give me a second. Let me think about that for a second.
I didn't know.
I feel
I didn't know how to answer that. And the funniest part about this is you picked the day. I don't know if God be working in mysterious ways or what, but it seemed like my morning, it was like people was really, really trying to test me.
I don't know. I don't know how to summarize what I would say. One word, one word, I would say I feel um I never get asked how I feel. Is that weird?
How many guys that's in here watching this right now? And I'm always glad that I can do after hours because, I don't have to worry about it being 2 and 3 thousand people in here. I could just absolutely give my thoughts. How many guys that's in here right now get asked how do they feel? I love Trap and Slay. How many guys in here usually get asked how do you really feel? Like you got a girl or you in real life or your family or the people that you pour into every day or your employees or your children, they usually just take, right? How many people in here, and it's not their fault, that's just what our normal circumstance is. How many people in here actually get asked how do they feel? How many guys in here that's watching this actually get asked how do you feel? And they genuinely interested in how you feel. You see that? Y'all see that? I don't see one guy in here that sit outside of Classy Beats. Lance said his mama do it sometimes. JP, I did not see that yet. I'll go over it on the Millionaire Morning Show. Only for my wife, but she means it when she asks. Only your mother. If it ain't our mama, most of the time ain't nobody checking for us. And so this is normal. This is normal. Y'all kick our ass every single day. And when I say y'all, I'm talking about society. Society kick our ass every day. We go out here, we die a little bit every single day. We put our bodies on the line, we put our life on the line, and you know what people say to us? Even if you are really successful, do you know what people say to us? I'm gonna be absolutely honest. I don't even give a fuck about that stuff. That's what people usually say to us. You go out of your way, you do this, you do that, and then somebody will tell you, oh, I don't even care about that anyway. Fucking liars. Liars. If anybody is going to gaslight you and say, no, I don't care about stuff. I don't care about cars. I don't care about money. I don't care about all of this. I don't care about. Yo, honestly, that is the big. If a woman tell y'all that, if y'all mama tell y'all that, if y'all employees tell y'all that, if your kids tell y'all that, that's fucking lie. Because they not going to downgrade their lifestyle for you. Fucking liars, bro. I'm going to just be absolutely real with how people are in real life. Oh, I didn't care nothing about that. You do fucking care. But here's the problem. It's not even whether you care or not. That's not the issue. The issue is that this motherfucker traded in his time, resources, energy, not sleeping, killed himself every day in order to show you some love. And the way that guys communicate in a lot of instances is what they do. They don't communicate or they don't show love by emotion and affection. That's usually a female trait. That's something that females are conditioned to do and feminine men are conditioned to do, but men love through actions. So if a guy then go out here and fucking kill himself for you and then get the best for you, even if it's not that good, even if he just going out of his way, let's say he go out and buy you some flowers or he go out and get you a hat or he was thinking about whatever it is, if a dude does the best that he can, and I'm trying to speak for all men right now, if a dude does the best that he fucking can and he traded in his time and he could have did anything, but he thought about you first. And then if a person then comes back and says, "Oh, I don't care about that anyway," you know how much of an insult that is to the person? Do you know how much of an insult that is to the person that is building every single day? Most men will die for the people that they surround themselves with. They will die for their children. They will die for their mama. They will die for their family. They will almost die for their employees because they mean that much to them. And it is the biggest insult in the world for a person, no matter who it is. Listen, My father died working. That is a fact. He died working. Most guys die from something that's relevant to what it is that they put their life on the line for in their lifetime. Even if you a dope man, even if you a drug dealer, even if you a dope man, do you know that dope boys put their life on the line every single day? Every single day for whoever it is that they spending their money and their time for? Every single day they do. They put their freedom. Now, I don't agree with them poisoning the community, but they put their freedom on the line every single day, right? And most of these guys out here right now, are unappreciated. And that's not speaking of my situation. I'm just speaking for men in general. Most men are unappreciated. And you know what's going to happen when they die? They're going to get a funeral. People going to mourn for them for a little bit. And then everybody going to move on with their life and they're going to inherit everything that came along with what it is that he made the sacrifice for. That's a fact. That's a fact. So when somebody then says, well, how are you doing? First of all, are they really asking that? Or are they being genuine, or are they asking that just because it's something to say? Real talk. Are they asking it because it's genuine, or is it just something to say? So it was difficult for me to even put into perspective what I feel. Now I'm gonna add a little bit more context, and then we're gonna move over to Cat Williams, because first let me bring myself to the front of the congregation and say, I apologize. I apologize to every single person that was a part of that live stream, because I don't know what it feels like to be loved on in mass. And so when everybody was showing me love in the chat, and I'm very interactive, I pay attention to the chat. I'm looking at y'all in the chat right now. Hellcat Black, Dream, Undisputed, Global Chef, Yakar, Rock Diggity, all of the ladies that's in here, Trap and Slay, all of y'all, I appreciate y'all, love y'all. But I don't know what it feels like to be loved in mass. Messy Mathematician, shout out to you, baby girl. I don't know what it feels like to be loved in mass, because I'm used to being the person that everybody else depends on. And so, well, let me play a little bit more of this and then we're going to go from there.
Nobody asks me how I feel. Nobody. I feel unemotional. I feel unemotional. I feel like a machine. That's it. I think that for me, I've trained and conditioned myself to where I don't feel anything anymore.
Shout out to Nurses Ain't
You
Nice.
know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a machine. Like, I don't have emotions. I don't get high. I don't get low. Not numb. I'm just not. I'm emotionally unavailable. Is that a better way to put it?
And that's the best way to summarize it. And I could not have been. Shout out to Nurses Ain't Nice. Shout out to y'all. I just do. I genuinely got to say, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I apologize for not giving y'all what y'all needed on the live stream this morning, because, I'm usually the person to pick y'all up. But it honestly brought something out of me, because it made me aware of the fact that for 99% of my life, I'm emotionally unavailable. I am. And I've done that. I've done that to myself. I was raised in a loving home. I got a great mother, had a phenomenal father, church group, and all of that. But I've done that to myself, because as I've continued through life, what I realize is that In order for me, or in order for most men to be successful, shout out to Class C Beats, I'm gonna read that shortly. In order for most men to be successful, we gotta basically we gotta turn kind of stoic, right? We gotta turn into to show emotions will get you killed. Emotions will get you killed in the hood. Emotions will get you losing your job. Emotions will. Um, it's guys that trusted women with their thoughts. It's guys that trusted the person that they laid next to with their thoughts. It's guys that trusted their friends with their thoughts, and they were vulnerable to them. And you know what it got them? It was weaponized against them. And so, what I've trained myself to do as I've grown in corporate America, as I've navigated through business, as I've navigated through content creation and social media, is that you put this thing to protect you around you, to prevent you from ever being emotionally available, because it's too many people that depend on me in order for me to fail. I can't fail. I can't. And so most men will not be appreciated until they die. Most men will not be appreciated until after their death. Nobody gives a fuck about men until after they gone. When Martin Luther King was here, black people hated him. When Martin Luther King was alive, black people didn't even like him. That's a fact. The same way that they turn against most of us today is the same way that they was turning against Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King. The people that wound up killing Malcolm X was the people that was closest to him. The ones that send you to jail is usually the ones that you slept with. Martin Luther King was hated by black people, and now it's coming full circle and they hating him again. In most situations, the people that carjacked me was people that knew me. And so as you survive, for us that are lucky enough to make it out of the hood, and us that's lucky enough to get to certain levels, and I'm very, very, very blessed and very lucky to get to the level that I am and not be taken down by anything or anyone, I realize the opportunity that's before me. And so as I show my love and appreciation through my pouring out to other people, I also understand what most men are going through. And so now I've taken up an opportunity to pour into people, and then also to hopefully pour into men to help them to understand how they can be successful. And one of the ways that we've done it is that we've learned to turn off our emotions and to not trust, because we understand that in order for us to get to the next level, it's going to require us for not being transparent, or to at the very least lock into what it is that we have locked, put it away. Whatever emotion that you got, you tuck that shit in. Listen, this is just like prison. This is just like prison. Whatever emotion that you got out there, the minute that you make it available is the minute that you die. The minute that you make yourself available is the minute that they weaponize it against you, and that's the very thing that's going to take you out. The love that you give, listen, it's a yin and a yang. The love that you give is the curse that comes back to you. So now when I see all of y'all pouring out and all of y'all showing love on the MMS show earlier today, I didn't know how to react to that. I didn't know how to react to that. Honestly, I said, listen, don't give me another dollar at the very least. Listen, I'm appreciating y'all. Don't send me anything more than $20. And when y'all start sending more than that, I had to cut it off. I cut it off. I closed my computer. I went and laid down and I crashed out on my futon in there. That's a fact. I am not lying. I kid you not. I went out there and I had to sleep that shit off because that shit did something to me. And so my heart is cold now. Because anybody that turned against me, it don't hurt me. Anybody that walk away from me, it wouldn't hurt me. Anybody that do me dirty, it wouldn't hurt me, because I don't have that emotional availability to you Only thing I have is the ability to continue to push forward. And it's unfortunate, but that's what most men have to do in order to be successful. Because unlike women, society is always going to hold men accountable. Jonathan Majors should have showed you that. Jonathan Majors should have showed you that. Jonathan Majors should have showed you that. The only reason that you see them two plaques over there, right there, those two right there, the only reason you see those is because I was emotionally unavailable. Because if you left it to the general public at the time, they was trying to take me out. They hated me for being loyal to the people that was loyal to me because they didn't like them. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I thank y'all for holding me down. Nola Grillin says, showing love, bruh. People was still super chatting after you. I know, man. And I didn't know how to feel about that. I didn't know how to feel about that. I love the ladies. I love everybody. But I'm just going to be honest with y'all. This is why this is called After Hours, because I can be absolutely transparent with my thoughts, right? JP says, 80, did you see the cartels taking over Ecuador? I did not. I don't know anything about that, big dog. I know nothing about that. You know why people love me? I'm going to be honest with y'all. Class C Beats, he says, no need to apologize, bro. I wish I could do more to show you appreciation for all that you do for real. Thank you for always keeping it real. GOAT, much needed guiding light to this community. I appreciate you too, Class C Beats. Thank you, my friend. I forgot what I was just about to say. I don't even remember what I was about to say. What was I about to say, y'all? What was I saying? I'm gonna look into that H2. What was I just about to say? What was I saying before I distracted myself? I know I love y'all. I do. I love y'all. Oh, I know what I was about to say. You know why people rock with me? You know why people rock with me? People rock with me because um, they know that I really feel the way that I feel. That's the reason why y'all rock with me, is because y'all can relate to me no matter how much money that I get. There is no difference between us. The watches, none of this stuff mean anything, because when we meet in person, or when we go to the meetup, I'm absolutely transparent. You know, as passionate as I am and as much as I lock myself up, I still wear my heart on my sleeve, and that's why I try to tell y'all and show y'all every single thing that I got going on. I am you. I am you. I am the thing that you know that you can be. I am very much you. I'm very much relatable to you. I am a young guy, or 41 years old, relatively young compared to a lot of these OGs that be out here giving y'all bad advice. But from Detroit, grinded, hustling, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I show y'all the receipts because I want y'all to understand that this is really what my life is like, and I've been documenting it the entire way. And so because you see yourself in me, that's why you relate to it, because it's 100% transparency. I'm not trying to sell you a fucking image. I'm just going to tell y'all the absolute God-given truth. And if it comes with the fact that, oh, okay, well, Anton crashed out today, and so this is, he's sharing this with us. If it give people a couple laughs, I'm with that. But I very much wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm passionate. I'm emotional. I love hard. I love very, very hard. And I try to protect myself. I try to protect myself, but sometimes it backfires.